All right, guys, it's getting about that time to do something with this thing, either finish it or sell it or whatever. But I figured I would take the time to show you guys the stuff that for the HR swap while there's actually daylight, and we'll take it around the block, get a little burnout in. Because like I said, I think the car's going to be gone already, so I don't know. We'll just, you know how stuff is, so you never don't count your chickens before they hatch or whatever. But check her out real quick, and then we're gonna hit the road. But again, this is a 2005 that I HR swapped. But I did it a little bit different than everybody else. Like I said, I bought a crash car, and all the parts, like the engine, the transmission, all the wiring, the interior, everything is from a 2007 350Z. So like the door panels, the interior, full interior, whatever. Well, not full interior, because you know I was gonna go drift car, so I'm gonna put an interior in the back, just like a little half cage or something. But like I said, it doesn't make sense to have two cars. So, not like I said, it doesn't make sense to have two cars. It definitely don't make sense to have two identical cars. So I have my white 350Z that I HR swapped. So I thought about like keeping it, be cool to keep it, like have my friends drive it, which I haven't even really driven this car. So this would actually be my first time driving it, really. But yeah, like maybe rent it out for drift days, stuff like that. But I just don't think anybody would actually rent a car for me, so might as well just get rid of it and free up time and money for other projects. But like I said, with my car, it's all from an HR car, but this is like the front core support and everything from the 2005, from this original car, the bumper and everything. The radiator is from a DE car with the fans and everything. And like I said, it does clear, but now you guys will actually be able to see it. It's actually really, really close. Matter of fact, it's like touching that tensioner right there. But like I said, the fan, you know, it doesn't rub on anything that's rotating, so your belt and stuff, it still works. So like on the DE car, you have the filler cap right here, and you don't have it up here, and the hose, you know, for the HR would come out right here, and you'd have a little shorter hose. This is just a hose for who knows what. I went to O'Reilly's, found one that was long enough, bent in the correct way, so it would work. Let's see. I think the thing I really want to show you is, like, a lot of guys say you have to use the power steering lines from an HR, but you don't have to, man. Like I said, you can see that little loop. You can see the loop right there. All I did was just take the factory DE line and tap it over to bend that loop over. It bolts right into the same place, no issues at all. Even the return, like I said, you do need the HR power steering reservoir and the lines that come off of it. Those right there will hook right into where the DE stuff goes, no issue. Even with the fuel line, people say you need the HR line. I managed to get around it by just putting something kind of soft right here and just tapping it out of the way with a hammer, so it's not on the intake. Like I said, it is rubbing a little bit, but it's not too bad. Let's see here. And I got it kind of zip tied out of the way a little bit. And like your heater hoses, all that stuff just hooks up exactly the way it's supposed to, because this engine, you know, was designed to go into a 350Z. Like I said, you do have to cut a hole for your brake booster. I just cut mine down here. I need to get a grommet on that, but I just cut it down here. I thought it looked cleaner. We don't have the hole right up here. But other than like the radiator issue and the intakes, because you don't have the hole for the intake to come out here, if you want to run the factory air box from HR, it's going to be a big deal. Like, you wouldn't be able to use your DE radiator because it's going to be in the way of all that stuff. I just bought these little cheap flea bay ones, and I mean, they work kind of good. I mean, for what we're going to do with this thing, it should be perfect. You know, you get plenty of airflow in from down there. You know, you're supposed to have your inner fender liner in there and stuff, but this car don't have it. We better see on the side. It's all open right there, so you're getting plenty of airflow in, I'm sure, even with the fender liner in there. It clears the clears the DE hood, or at least I feel like it does. I can't see any witness marks of it rubbing. I don't know if it would with the brace and stuff, but I think it would. You know, like the HR car, it's got like the little hump in the front. But it really depends on how nice you want to do this, man. If you're on a budget, I think you could get by with doing the bare minimum, like pick up you an engine, pick up you a transmission with a wiring harness computer, send your wiring harness computer off to be reworked, and for the most part everything be like plug and play. So you could still use your factory DE radiator, your factory DE fans. You buy some little stubby intakes. You'd have to go get that upper radiator hose and get your brake or your power steering reservoir with the lines, just the soft lines that go to the hard lines on the chassis. So like I said, you can tweak the DE power steering pressure line, just lay it over so that it'll be out of the way of your intakes, so you know you'll have room for a filter to go in there. So, which I bent mine over a lot, which you wouldn't have to go that extreme. And like I said, your ground wires, they're a little bit different, but I mean it's ground wires. As long as you get them to the chassis and they're solid and like got a good connection, you'll be pretty good. So, but I can't really think of anything else. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, if you, like I said, if you feel confident in like switching your engine, like just putting, if your DE blows up, putting another engine in your car, you're probably gonna be pretty good doing this. It's really not that involved. You know, there's not a lot of stuff you have to do. I kind of hate that I'm not going to finish this thing, because I would love to put a cage in it and like a little angle kit and just have another car to drive. But like I said, I have the Mustang, the Corvette. Just trying to do too much, and I'd like at some point to have my FDs back on the road, but it's just time and money. I have more free time than I have money for right now, that's for sure. But like I said, if you saw the video of the exhaust system, that whole thing with it being packed full of crap, but it's like the test pipes are different too. So like I said in another video, if you have a DE car that has like test pipes and Y pipe and all that stuff, your exhaust will work, but you're gonna have to get test pipes for an HR because the flanges are different. But it sounds pretty good, like I said. So it's just the HR manifolds, yeah, the test pipes with a factory Y pipe, and like it had like that little Nismo whatever exhaust on it that was full of crap that had to cut and just put like a little, you know, little exit whatever, which is just some old truck tip. But it sounds pretty good. I don't know. This old girl is really rattly too, because this thing has like solid engine mounts and solid transmission mounts, so it's very rattly. Especially like half the interior missing. But like I said, I didn't want another car, because like that's the whole reason I did the stuff with my car, because I didn't want like a full-blown drift car, because it sucks, man. You don't have interior or nothing like that. So even with this, I kind of left the carpet and the stuff for the AC and heat, so it is like somewhat functionable. But like it's all metal. Like so whoever like screwed that stupid little spoiler to the top of this car, there's holes there, so if you put a headliner, it's just going to leak. You need to put like silicone or something. So I don't think it's really worth going with the headache of like making this a super nice car. But as a little crappy drift car, it'd be dope, which is what I was wanting to do. But I will say this one thing, man. Like that stupid little, was it CDC delete or whatever, like the little kit you get for the master cylinder, I think that thing's garbage, bro. Like the one that's on my white car, I hate it. Like I like the way the factory master cylinder feels. Like I would love to be able to change it. If I had a lift, I would change the transmissions, because this car has a way better transmission than my white car does. So let's take this old girl around the block. And it's just on lowering springs. Like the car's nothing fancy. It was like the rust off the rotors from where it's been sitting for so long. The way, like the power difference between my car and this car is insane. car does nothing but sit in my yard, man. I wish I was, you know, had the time and money to just chill and do my car stuff all the time, but it just don't work out that way. Oh shit, here comes a truck. I was about to get stupid a little bit, but here comes a truck. I don't want to do nothing around people. Traffic everywhere. Everybody should be like spending time with their family. It's like Christmas time. Why are the people out? I guess we'll go down and get off in the woods a little bit more. Tires are rubbing. I was not expecting that. That thing just laid second out. And then I have my hand on the wheel and like holding the GoPro and trying to shift gears. Wasn't expecting that. That was a little scary. Pay attention when you're driving, people. Bro, that could have been bad. About freaking Mustang this thing. I mean, it goes down the road good. The only issue I have with it is like it's really hard to crank. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. Like when you just crank it up, it just takes a while for it to crank. It has to spin over a bunch. I think it's a little grommet and the fuel on the fuel pump, or at least I hope it is. And the sending unit don't work either. I forgot about that. Just little things, but for a car that was thrown together in some dude's yard, you know, I think it's pretty good. They don't even have good tires on it. These are just like old clapped out tires that I was going to use for a drift event. It doesn't shake and vibrate. It's pretty good. Brake in it like my car. So I'm really hoping one of my friends gets it so the car will stay around, so maybe I'll get to see it and drive it a little bit. Let's see if we can do that second gear thing and not kill ourselves. Here we go, burnout real quick. stuff. Even the car itself has like right at 100,000 miles on it. Like I said, this is a better transmission that's in my car. I really want this transmission. Because I don't know what it is, but my transmission sounds like it's chewing rocks. I don't have the heat on or something, but these things are like little hot boxes. If you've ever had a Z with like no AC, they're pretty bad, bro. They'll cook you. I don't know what it is. Runs pretty good though. All things considered, you know, it's like I said, it's some clapped out junk. The only reason I took on this project is because I had all the stuff that I thought I had all the stuff I needed to put this thing together without spending any money. And outside of buying test pipes, I haven't bought anything for this thing. Like this seat come out of another car that I had. Steering wheel. I think a lot of the wheel spin is just because it has like really old dry rotted tires on it, if I'm being honest. But still cool though. Uh-oh, I stalled it on camera too. That's bad. Wheel bridge pin. I didn't stall it. I just cut it off. That's what it was. I just cut it off. Yeah, I'm not a fan of like even the factory slave cylinder. They're kind of funky. So maybe I just can't drive. It's probably more probably what it is. But like I said, I had an issue like the fans for some reason aren't coming on. But this thing, it doesn't get hot. Like I said, I think this cap is bad, so it kind of like just barely pukes out water, which you can kind of see some right there. But the car itself doesn't get hot enough for the fans to come on, or maybe the gauge is wrong. I really don't know. That's as much as I've personally drove this car since I've put it together. So definitely not perfect. It's a work in progress. It needs some things, but it's nothing crazy, I think. Yeah. We'll see. I probably shouldn't have drove it, because now I'm like, man, I don't know, you know, buy a bigger angle kit for my car and put it on this car and then get a handbrake. But it just, I don't have that kind of money. I wish I had it like that. But yeah, it would be nice to have another car for like when my car breaks or something, to have like 2 drift cars to where it's like no matter what happens, like you'd be good to go. Not too shabby. Got the little LZ shifter in there, which matches the car pretty good, I would say. I kind of like that color, this color. You can kind of see right there. I don't know who would do that, but man, what a horrible decision that was. I'm not going to make fun of you, but that was pretty stupid. And all the holes in the back. This thing cleans up pretty good too. Like I said, it's been sitting around, so it's kind of dirty and grungy looking, but it's not too bad. And I'm pretty sure the tile on this thing is salvaged, but it's just from that little bit of damage in the front. There's nothing bad. So, yeah. But I guess this is kind of like my goodbye video to that car. I don't know. Like I said, I hate getting rid of cars. I can't stand it. Like I said, I just want to be a big kid forever and keep all my junk. But like I said, it don't work out that way. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, I wanted to do a lot of cool stuff with it, like, you know, take them both to the drag strip and stuff like that. It just, I ain't got it, man. I'm broke, poor, ain't got the money. But it would have been cool to see the difference, because like if you've seen the video of my white car, like I said, it has like cams, it's tuned on ethanol and all that kind of stuff. My car's got a lot of money in it, unfortunately. But I'm that, like I said, I believe in the Z platform. If you're wanting to drift, I think that's the car to have. I didn't want to go all crazy with mine, but it just worked out that way. Got the parts cheap, you know, off of other stuff, so it worked out that way. But thankfully, like I said, my car ain't too bad. Like if I could build a differential and get rid of the welded differential, I think I would love my Z. But the whole, you know, all that jerky crap from the welded differential, cannot stand it. So if you have an option besides welding your differential to get it to lock up for a drift car, definitely choose that option, because the welded differentials suck. I can't stand it. Anyway, I'm gonna throw these the black 350Z wheels in this thing, get it cleaned up, take pictures of it and everything, because if the steel falls through, then I'm just gonna sell the car. Let someone else enjoy it. So, goodbye video to the gold car or orange car or whatever. Life sucks when you're broke.